Hello, and thanks for coming along to And We Have an Office Dog, the digital agency podcast where we talk to agency owner directors and learn more about what makes them tick. From the things that make them similar to the things they'd rather have known sooner, where they've had success and where they've learned some hard lessons. All will be revealed with your host, Chris Simmons, the agency coach, and he'll be talking to a different awesome agency person in each episode, asking them 4 questions and seeing where the conversation takes us over the next 25 minutes. Okay, so let us begin. Over to you, Chris.
Thanks, voiceover guy. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hilik. How are you doing? It's very nice to have you on the podcast all the way from sunny USA. Whereabouts in the US are you? Atlanta in Georgia. Cool. Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely sunny there. So HVMA marketing, am I getting that right? Hmm. And forgive me, where are you from originally? I was going to say because Hilik doesn't sound very Georgian. Uh, Yeah, well, I mean, it's you're good. I think we're just about cracking it. I watched a couple of the videos on your website prior to recording. I saw some of that data stuff coming out in there. I was doing dashboards and trying to make stories out of information and things like that. It's a real skill set to be able to see these things, see the pin inside that in that haystack. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. So, I mean, it's a really mature way of running an agency because I mean there are I've done the research having I mean I sell to agencies so naturally I've done some market research. There are about 800,000 English language first speaking agencies, and the vast majority of them barely scratch the surface when it comes to data. So it is it's nice to actually, like I say, I've seen some of the videos, so I know you guys know really what you're talking about. How long's the agency been running for? And how have the 9 years been? Has it been smooth sailing? Has it been choppy waters? Yeah. No agency is complete without roller coaster rides daily, right? Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna ask you. Mm. Yeah. Exactly. So what do you think's been one of the biggest successes that you've seen in the last 9 years of running the agency? I know there's been ups and there's been downs naturally, but what's been something that's been a big success that you can think of? Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, and it means you've done your own marketing right. It means you've done your own sales right and your onboarding right because they're the right people before you even start. Mm. Yep. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yep. Mm. Mm. Yeah, exactly. You've set the bar high, so you need to maintain the standard that you've set up front. And to your point a minute ago about when you start, you don't know who to take on, and sometimes you take the wrong ones. But you say yes to quite a lot of things. What I do with the agencies that I work with is often we put in place some lead scoring metrics that all new leads need to meet a certain threshold, and then we retrospectively do lead scoring on old clients, including ones that have lost, so that we can look at whether there's a trend. So we're using data a little bit, but we look to see if there's a trend, and if there's a nice trend, then we know, okay, the lead scoring needs to moderate slightly, because the future clients will then be more likely to stay longer or less likely to be a pain in the ass. Um, so that's a really big success to be able to keep your clients and keep the clients happy. Especially sometimes it's not just about results that keeps clients, isn't it? You keep them happy. You show them that you care. You show them that you know what you're doing. You can't control the click at the end of the day. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Well, this is the key thing, though. It's the shake hands and go, rather than the go without the shaking hands. So, if you could go back 9 years, knowing everything you know now, you jump in your time machine, and you can speak to yourself. What one piece of advice do you think you'd give yourself just as you're starting out? Mm, mm, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm, yeah. Well, you're too busy cruising the upward curve, enjoying the job and getting excited about each new challenge, aren't you? Mm, mm. Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah, and this is so I've noticed this having spoken to so many agency people, just in the running of this podcast, but also the ones I work with, and I think of it like shiny things, shiny thing, and you jump between the thing that's exciting or really provides some value right now, and then the next one and the next one, and you forget to actually build a business because it's not a business until you don't need to be in it. It's a toy until you exit. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there something that you did relatively early in the agency's life that that you kind of stuck to? It's been something that was successful, but you really realized this is our kind of secret sauce. What have you what's been a I'm holding on to that and I'm going to keep doing this. Mm, 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 yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, you're building an asset, a knowledge asset internally, and and the good thing is, when a member of staff leaves and goes somewhere else, they only have good things to say because they got that new job because of how good they were in their previous job and how much you let them learn and things. But you got so much value out of those people because they were doing something they loved, they were doing something they were good at, and like people feel good when they've learned something, when there's a challenge that's been overcome. You don't feel great when you're learning something that you don't want to do. If you think back to school, you think, mm, yeah, yeah, and that comes again at at a certain expense of time and resource on your side, but it pays itself back. And this is something that a lot of agency leaders miss. They think, oh, I don't have the time for that. I'll give them the PDF guide and let them learn this thing because it will take half an hour to read that rather than 4 hours for training or over the course of several weeks. And it's like a lost. It's a sunk cost fallacy. You think you're spending on their salaries, but actually you need to be spending on their brains as much as giving them the money. Um, there's something you get so much more from people who feel valued, and a good way to show value isn't just giving them cash. Mm, Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we just talked about a thing that you've done well that is a big part of the business. What have you done that's you know not so good? What happened? What was your biggest shit? Hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. 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 And with the data, you can prove it, which is great. Yeah. Yeah. Totally love that. So, if someone's just listening to this now and they're thinking of starting their own agency, what one piece of advice would you give them? Yeah, you got one piece of advice as though. Mm. Mm. Yeah. 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 Mm. Mm. Yeah. Everyone who's listening to this, listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about. Thank you. Mm, mm. Correct. Very much so. And for those of you listening in the UK, we have a version of that that is if you not everyone who has an arm can throw a rugby ball. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Hilik. Lovely to speak to you. And in our next episode, we'll be speaking with another agency leader to hear their story and the lessons they learned along the way. Thanks very much for listening.